To answer the question, how long will it take for autonomous vehicles to completely take over how we view traditional business models? We have to look at a few projections on where we see autonomous vehicles in the future. According to McKinsey and Company, the AV industry has the potential to generate between $300 and $400 billion in revenue by 2035. Now, projections may vary between different analysts and such. However, this is just a ballpark range of the effect that autonomous vehicles could have in the traditional automobile market. Many saying the timeline is 5 to 15 years, and then some saying to 20, 30, 40 years down the road till they will become commercially available.
One of the questions that is asked about the case study is how long would it basically take for the traditional model or the traditional business model that we know of in the automotive industry to be changed by the new autonomous vehicles coming into play and hitting the market and becoming more and more popular. The timeline for about how long this could take is anywhere between 5 to 15 years. It depends on a lot of different factors, but it would be about 5 to 15 years around that for the traditional business model that we know of right now to change. And a few of the things that would heavily influence this change would be obviously more consumer acceptance, consumers willing to buy these vehicles. And this could be increased by the technological advancements made by autonomous vehicle companies and companies that offer these vehicles. If they're able to be made more reliable and more appealing to customers with the new technology within inside the vehicle, that could be a really big game changer, and more people could want them and buy them, and then slowly changes to the business model that we know of will slowly shift, and it could be completely different within the next 5 to 15 years.
The next question that we had to answer is, if you are in an incumbent industry that stands to be disrupted by autonomous vehicles, how do you adapt and respond? The first thing that I came up with was to invest in AV technology. You'd want to develop your own autonomous systems and adapt your business model accordingly. For example, in the case, it gave an example of Mercedes, where they're traditionally a product-based business model. They sell cars, but with the introduction of AV, they switched over to a more service-based business model where you can summon vehicles to come and pick you up and have the ability to transport people without the need of owning a car. The other thing is to reposition your vision and goals. So with different changes in an industry, in the environment, you would want to also adapt your vision and your goals accordingly. Using the example of Circuit City, they did not adapt to the changes in their industry, and they ended up going out of business because of it. So I believe these two goals are some of the ways that you can adapt your business to respond to changes in an industry, such as autonomous vehicles mentioned in the case.
An incumbent who will be affected by the establishment of autonomous vehicles needs to be hasteful with their actions to prepare and plan for upcoming changes in their industry. By getting a jump on the transition, the company they work for will be able to create a competitive advantage over those who will be holding strong to their original strategies and taking their time to advance. One way they can adapt this change is to create a unique niche in the industry to attract and retain customers from other companies by branching into the AV industry. If these companies invest more and earlier than competitors, revenue will increase and their operating costs will decrease from the decline in labor costs and by adding new income streams.